If you are someone that has been contemplating quitting their job, quitting your corporate job, your 9 to 5 job, and become your own boss, become an entrepreneur, I'm gonna share my experience. 6 months ago, I quit my 9 to 5 job to start my life coaching business. It's been a journey. It is still a journey, and I'm very happy with where I am right now. And I'm gonna share with you what I have learned so far. Hi, how are you? It's been a while. Time flies. So many things have been going on. Before we dive in on my recommendations on what worked on my case, I wanted to share why. Why did I decide to quit my job? It's not necessarily that everyone needs to have their own business. No, it's not like that. In my case, I had a lot of anxiety. I was waking up in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., and I could not go back to sleep. And I had a very unhappy life. Although from the outside things looked perfect, I had a great job title. I was in a managerial position. I moved from Romania to Switzerland. So from the outside, you could say that it's a dream come true. The environment was also fabulous from the outside. These 2 points imply also that I had a good financial situation. Good is an understatement compared to where I started. I'm not going to bore you with all my childhood. I was born in a modest family, raised in a single parent family by my mom, together with my brother and sister. And to give you an example, I would often eat as a sweet bread with sugar. I would wet the bread and sprinkle some sugar on top. We had everything that we needed, but far from what I can afford right now. Money do not bring happiness. I am the living example. I had this underlying anxiety, and instead of listening to it, always anxiety is trying to tell us something. It's trying to tell us to move, to change, to get out of that situation. No, I decided to ignore it, and I was numbing myself, drinking wine, and then continue working hard to perform at my work that I wasn't happy with, and just continue in this mouse wheel. I was actually just numbing myself. People don't change unless their desire to change becomes greater than their desire to stay the same. And what I understand by that, it's people usually change when they hit rock bottom. It doesn't have to be like that. I got sick. It's still a raw subject for me. It was a wake up call for me, and it made me realize that how I was living was not the way that I wanted to spend the rest of my life. Easier said than done. So, if you are contemplating changing careers, starting a business on your own, I know how difficult it is. I discovered that I want to start helping others, being a life coach. Last year, although all my life I gained so much joy from helping others, the way that I realized that I want to become a life coach was during meditation. So if you are wondering how exactly, if you just have this feeling that there is something more to life than this 9 to 5 job, I suggest meditating. First, start with that. Do it more than once. Don't expect that you'll meditate once and then you will immediately know what you will do with your life. So start with that and you got this. Once I knew it all got very exciting, but in the same time, it took me a longer time that I would have wanted to actually take the step and quit. So trust me, I know how hard it is. It is so difficult to give up security. And I realized that freedom is the opposite of safety. I had this monthly income, the monthly salary that was guaranteed for me as a usual employee. But if I wanted freedom, if I wanted to be my own boss, then I would have to give it up. I stayed in this, how is it called, between heaven and hell, limbo, purgatory. For a few months, my health or lack of health gave me this extra courage to take the leap, a leap of faith. I never regretted it. No. It's been 6 months since I'm free, and I'm so happy to report that my coaching business is doing great. During this transition, I also had a spiritual awakening, and I realized that we manifest whatever happens in our life. When I decided to become a life coach, and then I got the first customer, it was like, this really works. Manifestation works. But it's not as easy as that. It's not like that you imagine something and then a split second you will instantly get it. There is a delay. And me, I have been working since 19 or 20. So I have worked for 18 years. So as you can imagine, I had some savings. So now if I can afford to invest in my business, it's thanks to me. So I manifested my reality through action. 50% of manifestation is imagining, using our visualization, and 50% is taking action. So the actions that I have taken started a long time ago, actually last year. Once I decided, I enrolled to a training, and then I started coaching for free, because action is the highest form of prayer, is the declaration to the universe that we are serious about the new path that we would like to take. So during these 6 months, I got my certificate for the life coaching conscious coach certification. I also traveled the world. I went for the first time in my life to the US. I did a breathwork, somatic breathwork certification. Somatic breathwork is one of the most transformative tools that I experienced myself in my journey that contributed to my awakening. I decided to become a practitioner so I can give this gift to others, to my clients. And it's a way to reset our nervous system, to become aware of our own limiting beliefs, so that we can create space for productive habits, for beautiful things that we can achieve in this life, and see clearly what lies ahead of us and our potential. It is compared to taking plant medicine. All this transformation, this nervous system reset happens with the help of our own breath. And that's magical. And when you take plant medicine, a substance, that substance is taking you for a journey. When you use your breath, you are in control. And what happens is absolutely natural. And what is meant for you, you will receive. Some people experience becoming part of the universe. Some people remember something from the past. Some people see clearly what lies ahead of them. They allow themselves to dream big and realize that they have been self-sabotaging themselves. And during this somatic breathwork certification, I experienced it myself several times. I became aware of so much stuff about myself, and that completely shifted what I have believed so far. And I felt the need to take a break from YouTube without planning it, actually, but it was exactly what I needed. And it gave me space to focus exactly on practicing somatic breath work. And I love it. I love being a somatic breathwork practitioner. One more thing that I'm so proud of: in these 6 months, I read more books than my entire life. Never stop learning. I got an apartment in Bucharest, was also very time consuming. This year, I can tell you, was the best year of my life. Who do I think? I want to thank me. If you are contemplating doing the same, I have 3 tips. I'm not here to give you unsolicited advice. But here it is. The first thing is actually figure out what you want and don't get distracted. As I said, I figured out what I want with meditation. That's when I got this idea. And it's so easy to say no, that it's just a dream, I can't make it happen. Or you believe it for a while. In my past, I wanted to become a designer, a fashion designer, and I got so excited, went to training, I bought sewing machines, and this is the fun part, when you invest and you start learning, but then there is a graphic and you expect to grow like this, but you will actually grow like this. And there is this plateau and it gets so boring. So figure out what you want and stick to it. Stick to it for at least 6 months, I would say a year. And start with the end goal in mind. Figure out where you want to be in a year. And then whenever you have a tough day, you will have days that are boring, that are not fun. Not every day is fun. Visualize that end goal, how you will be within a year. So stay focused. Take the jump, but don't leave the cliff. That's the most important. If I would tell you that this is your sign to quit, who would I be? No, the universe doesn't work like that. These stories sell that I quit and then magically the second day I become a millionaire. No, it doesn't work like that. Start taking action and at the same time keep your job. Start learning. Start practicing, but keep your safety net. So go towards your direction, where you want to go, but don't leave your safety net. Don't burn all the bridges. I had savings. So if you have that, it's for you to evaluate. Either use your savings, or if your job is too demanding, you can change jobs. You can take a part-time job, so you can do both at the same time. You will get to show that you are disciplined. that's so boring. Discipline sucks. I never liked discipline because I was forced when I was little to learn. It was boring. And I invite you to switch discipline with dedication. Instead of I am disciplined, I am dedicated to this dream that I have. By the way, Willy Wonka, everything that is good in this world started with a dream. Every day you will be your own boss. Try to follow a routine, invest in yourself, learn, never stop learning. 80% of our lives is made of habits. So if you are creating a routine, that will help you massively. Maybe I will make a video sometime about my routine. Let me know if you are interested. Am I happier now? Definitely. I was also trying to rate myself on a scale from 1 to 10. I was 3 on average. Now I am between 7 and 8, 7.5. So it's definitely an improvement. What I wanted to highlight here is that it's not a 10. Our brain is wired to make us feel similar to the way we have been feeling before. If I go in the heat or I go at the North Pole and my internal thermostat knows to make me feel the same. And the same is with our brain. Did you ever notice, for example, when I was going on vacation, when I had my full-time job, I would get random reasons to worry about. Like I thought that my tooth implant will get an infection or just a random illness. And now my thermostat is worrying about my health more than it should actually, because I am aware that whatever it is, it will be fine. But be mindful of that, your internal thermostat. So if you connect your happiness to something in the future, that once you will have your own business, you will be happy. It's not like that. What we have is the present. That's the only thing always. And the way you feel now is the way you will feel when you have your own business. So try to tap in to that feeling of achievement right now. And the way to do that is to do small activities that bring you joy, that make you feel fulfilled. You already have that feeling within you right now. You don't need to quit your corporate job. You don't need money. It's not about that. All the feelings that you are looking for, even freedom, is already within you. It's just that something is blocking at the moment. So if there is one thing you take from this video, is to start meditating. That was it for today. Thank you so much for watching, for liking this video, for subscribing. Before I go, I want to leave you with a quote. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Think about that. If you have been watching this video, you already know your answer. It takes a little bit of courage to admit to yourself. You got this. I wish you a wonderful day and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.